Chorus Niagara is the region's auditioned mixed voice choir of over 80 singers led by artistic director Robert Cooper. And Robert is with me in studio now. Good morning, Robert.
Good morning.
Robert, your singers come from all walks of life, from ages 18 to 80. Tell me about Chorus Niagara.
Well, you pretty well said it in a nutshell. They do come from all walks of life. Teachers, doctors, electricians, it covers the gamut. And we have young students as well and homemakers. So it really is a community of the Niagara, representing the entire Niagara region.
I hate to bring up a sad point, but this is going to be the farewell season. Is that right?
This is my final season with Chorus Niagara.
Why?
Why? Well, as I said to the choir, I'm not resigning. I'm not really retiring. One can't really retire from this. It's not my job. It's just you come to the point where you realize one can't stay forever. So I thought, well, 35 years seems like a certain milestone. I guess there's no glory in leaving on the 36th or the 37th season. And it's not healthy for an organization to keep the same person at the helm for so long. We've had a great ride. We've done a lot of terrific things. We've grown immensely over the years. And I think it's time now for someone else to pick up the baton and carry on the tradition.
34 years. What's your fondest memory?
Oh, my heavens. I can't answer that question. I knew you were going to ask me that. There's so many musical memories. I mean, we've done some incredible compositions and scores. We've commissioned major works. We've done concerts where we've staged them. We've done things with projections and movies. Because I think that was my biggest ambition, was to show that choral music is really a performance art that can be seen and respected just along with symphony orchestras, ballet, theater. It's not just a bunch of well-meaning amateurs in choir gowns. But you know what? The fondest memory, I think, is just all the people I've had the good fortune to work with over 35 years. Committed, loyal, dedicated, fun, welcoming, and we've created this incredible community of people. I've worked with thousands of singers over the years.
And the flash mob is still a thing.
The flash mob continues to flash. Right around this time, right around Christmas, every year you'll see it'll pop up and it'll keep getting more hits. And right now I believe it's over 60 million hits we've had over the years.
And because we are about 3 weeks to Christmas, we are doing a Carol Share event. Is that right? Tell me about it.
That's right. That's a new venture we started 3 years ago, where we go around we get on a bus, I call the singing bus, sometimes two singing buses, and we go to various seniors' residences in the Niagara region. We do a concert, we get on the bus and go to another one. So we're doing 4 of them, starting this Saturday on December the 14th.
You're also going to be at the PAC too, is that right?
Well, that is our home base. That's where we do all our concerts. For many, many years, we were singing in all the various churches across the Niagara region. But when the Performing Arts Center opened and that magnificent Partridge Hall, that became our performance home. So that's where we do all our major concerts.
Everybody knows about the Phantom of the Opera. I think it's very well known. But you're doing a little different twist with it. Tell me how.
Well, again, as I was saying, I try and introduce choral music in a different way to our audiences. There's so much wonderful repertoire that I want to perform, but it doesn't always work within a concert situation. So I've taken silent films and I've curated a soundtrack, a live choral soundtrack comprised of various choral works that I hope that will cover the sort of dramatic arc of the movie. So in the case of the silent film, the Phantom of the Opera with Lon Chaney and all the various experiences that go on there. We've got a lot of really exciting music from opera, as well as, a whole gamut of music. Interestingly, I just did the film a couple of months ago with another choir who asked me to come and perform it with them. And it was very interesting to get back into it again, and I think I'm quite excited about doing it again. But that's a little ways away. We still have Messiah to do yet.
I know the answer you're going to give me, but I'm going to ask it anyways. So we got quite the list here. Stratford Festival, CBC Radio, University of Toronto Faculty of Music Concert, Niagara Symphony Chorus. Any regrets, Robert?
None. No, I've had a great life in music. I'm not really finished yet. I still have another organization in Toronto that I work with called Opera and Concert. But I would never have thought when I left music school that I would have had these opportunities. When I came back from Germany, where I'd been studying conducting, it just seemed that one thing led to another. I have to say, whenever I've done interviews, the question I loathe the most is, where do you want to be in 5 years? I don't know where I'm going to be in 1 year. So I've been very fortunate to sort of leave myself open to opportunities that come along the way, and I've had some magnificent opportunities with so many different kinds of choirs, youth choirs, women's choirs, men's choruses, opera choruses. So I've been very fortunate.
So I can't ask you where you're going to be in a year, 5 years. How about like 6 weeks? Where are you going to be in 6
Well, in
weeks?
6 weeks, I'll be back in Chorus Niagara rehearsing them at the Beacon Christian School for sure.
And you always give back to the youth, right? So how do the youth programs really work in your
I've worked with a
organization?
lot of youth choirs over the years. That's been a very important part of my own personal belief. And so we created with Chorus Niagara what we call the side-by-side high school chorale, where once a year young people from the various schools come together. We lobby the various music programs, and they come together and sing side-by-side the adults in one particular program. And the work that we would love the high school students to join us this year is with the Phantom of the Opera. And then on top of that, we have our Choral Scholars program, where we actually pay young aspiring soloists to come and sing with Chorus Niagara. They're usually in high school, senior high school, or in university, and they've gone on to significant careers. In fact, when we did the Verdi Requiem at the beginning of this season, the soprano soloist is from St. Catharines, doing Verdi, great opera, and she was phenomenal. So, you know, we've worked hard to develop and encourage young people in singing, and we've seen now a growth potential over all these years.
How do they become a member?
Well, all they have to do is go online, check on chorusniagara.org, and there's a little button you press on auditions. And the auditions are not meant to be a scary situation. It just gives me an opportunity to meet the individual, hear where their musical inclinations lie, how's their voice, is it low, is it high, is it medium, and we go from there.
So 34 years at Chorus Niagara, you've been involved, I'd say over 50 years. How many years approximately?
Oh, I've been conducting since the mid-70s.
Mid-70s, okay, so let's call that
50 plus.
55 years. Do you remember your first spark? What started this whole thing?
Oh gosh. I can remember the first big conducting opportunity I was given when some professor at university, because at first I was very involved in theater, and this particular professor had seen me do some things, and she had also seen me do a little bit of conducting in my small music groups at university. So she went to the local musical theater group at university and said, you should try Cooper. And my first gig was My Fair Lady, with orchestra, soloists and chorus. And that's sort of, I got bit by the bug. And I left my sort of aspiring vocal career and moved into the conducting world.
Robert, I can't say happy retirement or anything like that, but thank you for your service. And
thank you.
I hope you enjoyed it. And whatever comes down the road for you next, I hope you enjoy it.
Thank you very much. And don't forget, come to Messiah on the 21st of December, Partridge Hall.
Great way to end it. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.